Hey guys, this is Jerry. Welcome to the channel. Today I'll show you how to connect your Android devices to the Android Auto system available on the Nissan vehicles. The Android Auto system is available on many of the Nissan X-Trails, Qashqais, Pathfinders, Jukes, Navaras, and all the other things. Today I'll show you on the wider screen. This wider screen is generally available on the Nissan higher spec in New Zealand and Australian models. In the first part, I'll show you how to connect the device through a cable, which is pretty standard across all the Nissan vehicles. On the second part, I'll show you how to connect the wireless adapter to the screen so you do not have to plug your phone in every single time we jump inside the vehicle. This wireless adapter can be purchased through the affiliated link down in the description. Feel free to use the timestamps down below if you wish to skip ahead. At the meantime, if you find my video helpful, the best way to support the channel is to subscribe and like. Now let's get started. For wired Android Auto connection, you need an Android smartphone that's up to date for software and for everything. Next, you need a cable. This cable will need to plug in into the socket over here, either the USB-A, which looks like this, or USB-C, which looks like this. Next, you want to plug in to your phone. Now you can see the charging starts. Then you can allow your phone data. Allow it. And then on the top, would you like to use Android Auto with this device? Of course, we want to click Start. Once it's successful, it will show up on the screen. Sometimes, if your phone doesn't show up directly, what you want to do is swipe down on the screen and go to USB accessory connected. Click here and make sure you have selected Transfer Files or Android Auto. This is very important. If you don't select this, you may not be able to show everything on the screen. Additionally, you may have to download Android Auto first, plus updating all your Google apps on your phones. Another important information, you also want to make sure you are using a good quality cable. If your cable connection within the device isn't great, or your cable isn't good quality, it may not show straight away. Now everything is connected. This will show this as a home screen. Home screen means on the right, you are getting Android Auto Maps, which is Google Maps, or other maps if you use, like, for example, Waze or whatever. On the left, it's going to show your music information. Because I've used Spotify as a last music source, it's going to show Spotify. If you use other music source like podcasts, like any of the other videos, it's going to show everything on the left. If you click here, it's going to bring up all the apps that's available for this particular device. If you want to go home, of course, the home screen is over here, and you can tap the Android Auto screen and it will jump to the Android Auto. Additionally, you can tap here and go to Nissan. You can find the Nissan home screen again. Again, you can click Android Auto or Android Auto over here. That'll go back to the Android Auto screen. Now on the right part of the screen, we can find time, battery, and phone connection. On the top, this is the map. Again, if you use Google Map, it's going to show Google Map. If you use Waze, it's going to show Waze, whatever you have used recently. Second one, music, either Spotify or other music sources, other music apps, whatever you have used. Next one is the phone. It will show your phone connection. It will show your contacts. It will show your favorites if you click here. Next one is the voice command. It goes through the Google Assistant. If the Google Assistant is available, is enabled on your phone, that means press the Google Assistant. You can speak to Google, say, guide me to work, guide me to home, guide me to city center, or tell me the weather, or call someone directly, or send someone a message. This is the Google Assistant. Additionally, if you have this button over here on your steering, you can use the voice command button. Push and hold will activate the Google Assistant. Just like that. What's the weather like today?
Right now in Pukekohe, it's 66 degrees and mostly cloudy. Today, it'll be cloudy, with a forecasted high of 69 and a low of 57.
Another way to activate the Google Assistant is say, Hey Google, but you have to enable that on your system to make sure you have Hey Google available. So that means the pop-up notification will be there. Whenever you are speaking something, the flashlight will let you know, and whenever it's speaking something, it will let you know as well. Next one, let's click here again so we can go to all the apps. These are the apps that's available on my phones, but you may have more apps, you may have less apps. The first one is Google Map. Pretty simple. You can click the search anywhere you like. You can see all your histories and things like that. Click the settings to change whatever you like. In the setting menu, click the volume to have alerts, unmute or mute. Compass is simple. Overview is simple as well. You can add hazards and things like that. Plus and minus allow you to zoom in and zoom out. Next, you can even play games while you are sitting stationary. So there are a few games available. If the vehicle is in drive or reverse, it's not going to allow you, it's going to pause the screens. But if the vehicle is not moving, you can actually play all these games that's available in the game store at the moment. These are all preloaded by Android Auto. You cannot do anything further than that, basically. Messages, you can see all the messages available on this particular device. You can click this here to send a message. You can click the name of one of the messages. That means they can read out the message for you. Whenever you receive any message notification, it's going to pop up or it's going to show icons on the messages so you can see the messages. Next one is news. It's going to read out news about this device and things like that. Phone, of course, you can check all your phones and directly call someone all the way. Settings, there are a few settings on the screen. You can see show message history, place message summaries, start Android Auto directly or automatically. You can see display wallpapers on Android Auto, day or night mode for maps. There are many settings you can set up. If you click more settings on the phone, you will be able to see more settings on your device. So if you click the more settings over here, or simply go to your settings, go to the Android Auto information, it's going to pop up all these things. So you can see previously connected cars, you can delete or forget one of the cars. The most important one I should talk about is the customized launcher. So that means you can change all these locations or orientation of how the screen looks like. You can even deselect, let's say, news or ways or weather, whatever you don't like. For example, I've deselected YouTube music and reminder, and when I click the screen over here, you can see it's not there. But if I deselect weather, the weather will be gone after next time when we restart all that things. You can again pull it up or down. So if you want the Nissan to be close to the right side, you are able to do that. Again, just drag it and go all the way down. Again, it doesn't work this time because you have to restart or reconnect the Android Auto, then that will be available. After that, there will be a few more, let's say Spotify, you can listen to your music or whatever apps that's available. Waze is another map. Customize, that's the customization we just talked about. Calendar, you can have access to your calendar. On top of that, if you go back all the way to the home screen, you can click the settings over here, and then you can go to the connection. In the connection, you are going to find your connected for the Android Auto. If you do wish to delete or anything like that, you can click the I, and you can delete this information if you do not like it. Next part, we'll talk about this wireless adapter. For this particular screen, whenever you start the vehicle, whenever you want to connect to the Android Auto, you have to make sure your cable is connected underneath. If it's not connected, you only have access to Bluetooth. That means your Google Maps, Spotify won't be available on this particular screen. And how this works is, you only need to plug in an adapter and leave it there in the charging cable under the charging slot. These will be connected all the way, but your phone can be freely sitting anywhere in your pockets, anywhere in the car. So you do not have to plug in your phone all the time. On top of that, you also have access to things like YouTube, Netflix, YouTube Music, Spotify, all the other side-loaded apps that's available on this particular device. This device is basically a full Android Auto system based on the wired Apple CarPlay. So as long as you have wired Apple CarPlay or even wired Android Auto, you can basically display mirroring your phone onto the screen. On top of that, you can have access to all these apps that's available on the App Store. Of course, this adapter will cost you some money. On the website, this adapter will cost you $209 US. I'll leave all the conversion on the corner of this screen. If you wish to purchase one of these, you can use my affiliated link down below in the description. That will guarantee you to get the best price. Along with that, I will get a small commission on top of your success trade. Now let's look at it, what's inside of this package. Very small box over here. You got the adapter on the top. Then you got 3 cables underneath. The cables do different work basically. It depends on your vehicle. You may want USB-C to USB-C because the adapter takes USB-C, or you can get USB-C to USB-A, again, whatever you prefer. Next, there will be another cable. You can do additional charging other devices at the same time if you are using the USB. Alright, now let's get connected. There will be lights flashing on one side to let you know it's trying to create the connection. Alright, when the lights goes green, that means it's trying to build a connection. We can click yes. You can see the screen pops up. It's not the correct size, so it's going to restart to the screen calibration. There we go. Now the restart process is done. This is what the screen looks like once it's connected. It obviously has no internet connection just at the moment, no Bluetooth connection at the moment. First thing, if you do want to use the wireless Android Auto, this is what it looks like. Go to the app. Over here, we just need to go to the AutoKit. And once the AutoKit is opened, we just need to use our phone to search Bluetooth for this particular name. Over here, you can see this is my phone. I'll go to connection. I'll go to Bluetooth. I'll find scanning all the way down the bottom. There we go, we found AutoKit. Click the AutoKit. Click pair. You don't have to allow your contacts, it doesn't really matter. And next part, you can feel the notification about Android Auto. Everything's connected, just like that. You have now connected your smartphone Android devices without plugging anything, without cable, to the screen. Just like what I explained before, you can use all these features, all these functions as per normal. So if you want a tutorial on how these functions and features works, go to the last part of this particular video. Anyway, on top of that, whenever you connect it, you can find a small dot over here. Click the small dot, you can click other devices, other functions, but the important is to go back home. Once you have gone back home, you can find all the other information. You can even find the vehicle speed, or surprisingly. There are many features available because this is built on the Android devices. That means if you create any internet connection within your hotspot on your phones, you are able to have access to a few more apps, including YouTube, Netflix, Waze, any other things you can think of, and any other things you can download to the screen. And just like that, we have access to Google Maps alone without connecting our smartphone. You just need to have access to the internet. Speaking of internet, there's two ways to do the internet. One way is, of course, the hotspot. You can use your phone to create a hotspot to connect to the Wi-Fi. Second way is actually the SIM card slot. As in you have a SIM card that has access to the internet, you're able to plug it in, then you have 4G or 5G connection through this device. How cool is that? Now let's quickly look at the YouTube. So we can use a YouTube on the screen. Can you believe that? That's really cool. Again, whatever you want to do this, and you can search anything up on the YouTube. Let's search myself. And there we go. You can watch a YouTube video just over here. Is how wide this door open. There are some plastic over here, some alloys in between. So it's a and just like that, you can watch a YouTube video on your Nissan screens. How cool is that? That's awesome. Again, you can log into all your Google account if you don't have quick access to any other datas or personalizations on it. Again, you can do Spotify, you can do anything. You can even download apps on this particular screen if you wish to. All the devices works really well, at the speed acceptable, and you get so many functions available in this device. You can do many things, and yeah, you can enable all those things with this particular device. As always, if you wish to purchase this device, it's $209 for the normal retail price, but use my promo code down in the description for the best offer. Plus, use my affiliated link down in the description to purchase this particular product. I'll get a small part of the commission from the purchase, but you are paying the best price on this website. Anyway, that's the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed the content. If you do not forget to subscribe, like, that's the best way to support the channel, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you very much.